Hello. This is a very random one. I'm gonna just say this. I'm basically just gonna say like, I'm gonna keep this brief, hopefully. Let me take my bag off. Damn. But it's a beautiful sky, I think. Anyway, I think it's kind of random, but sometimes you kind of realize how hard it is to really deal with jealousy or anything along them lines. Imagine actually just sitting there thinking, I got some plans for my life and I'm going to do all these things and I'm going to be so much better for it. Let's say you want to get a car, right? And you want to get a car, you want to get a job at, I'm going to say an amusement park, and you're going to get, I'm going to say, a certain amount of money and you're going to buy an apartment, right? Imagine doing all that or thinking about all that and you realize you see with someone who already has all of that and they're just a dick. It's kind of like, damn, it's the kind of thought process where you gotta think, where did I go wrong, where did this guy go right, where someone is everything I want but they're just such a dick about it. It just kind of makes it harder to deal with, you know what I mean? And maybe in a sense you feel like, maybe think everything's planned out for you. A lot of the thing you hear these days is like, people saying it's God's plan, and that's fair. If it's God's plan, it's God's plan. No. Can I actually just like, damn, that's so much easier. Damn. It's kind of like, oh, I do not like this angle. Okay. It's kind of sitting there like, damn. What now? Someone's got everything I want, and I just have to sit there and take them talking shit about it. I don't want to do that. It's kind of a case of, getting up and doing your own thing again, but it's also kind of, it's a bit awkward, because maybe it's just not one person, maybe it's multiple people. Maybe you're sitting there trying to barely afford an apartment and you see some guy half your age walking around and they have enough money to buy a mansion. Fuck your apartment, they can buy a whole mansion. You see someone walking around with your dream car and they look like they can barely read. It's kind of sitting there like, damn, how much resentment have I got for this person, How much hatred or just jealousy do I have towards this person? And obviously it's not the kind of thing you want to say out loud, you know what I mean? Like, who wants to say I'm jealous out loud? But it's lost. Sometimes just lost in them feelings because it's just hard to deal with. I don't actually think it's too bad, any of that. I don't think it's bad to feel jealousy. I don't think it's bad to feel resentment. I don't think it's bad to feel hatred. And obviously there are negative emotions and all that, and it can lead people to do some very bad things. But at the same time, I think if people didn't feel jealous, people didn't feel hatred or resentment, I think people would just be husks, I think those emotions show that you'll still care for yourself in some sense, Seeing someone with so much more than you and thinking how much I'd want that kind of makes you think, well, starts a thought of what can I do? Starts thinking, I can't stay here like this, I gotta do something about myself. Even a breakup, man. Imagine going through the breakup. The first thing you see is someone posting about how happy they are with their girlfriend and they're getting married. It's like, might feel like it's over, but that leads some people to get in the gym, so that's fair enough. But it's just hard sometimes. It's hard to deal with this kind of emotions and all that. Hell, I felt plenty of jealousy in my life. I might not always say it, but you feel it and you just gotta go about your business. It's rough, but I don't think it matters. I think it is important, 100%. But there's a lot of stuff to deal with. Like, as a person going through your life, you're gonna feel a hell of a lot of shit. You just kind of gotta stay there and take it, you know what I mean? And then do something about it if you don't want to just hear it all day, you know what I mean? Better put, I think it's important to just keep moving, put it simple. I was only saying this because recently I was thinking, I met someone, I was thinking, I want to get a license to get a job. I want to go to another country and I want to, let's just say, get a car, a really good car, and a stable job, all of that. Yeah, it's the kind of thought process where there's this guy I know who's like, how do I put it? He's liked a lot, but he's a massive dick. He's such a dick. And I've heard quite a lot of shit that he's done. He's like a pretty mean guy, like not conventional mean, like cheat on his girlfriend mean, but and then I'm sitting there thinking he's got everything I'm going for. Now what? Now I just feel like I'm copying the process, and I hate it. I hate feeling like I'm copying someone else, or I'm just. But obviously, you're gonna feel like you're copying someone. It's not like there's 2 people on the planet. It's about billions. You know what I mean? It's kind of the process of thinking I'm gonna move forward, and I think it's important to see how he's done it and how I can do it differently, so I actually end up better than him. You know what I mean? Now that I've seen, if I get everything I want, if I end up like that guy, even slightly, knowing his personality, I just gotta kind of see where can I improve this. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm just saying jealousy is important. But yeah, have a lovely day. Why is it so bright outside? Oh my god, it's sunny. Okay, bye. Have a lovely day.